Hello, I'm Lynn Vaughn. You know, Fulton County's Health and Wellness Department is one of the largest public health service providers in the state of Georgia. Led by a team of top doctors and medical professionals, the department's mission is to protect, promote, and assure the health and wellness of all people in Fulton County. Now, Healthline is a program that highlights some of the department's services and news. So grab a pen and get ready to jot down what may be useful health information that you or your family might need. Healthline begins right now. Welcome to this edition of Healthline. We begin with news about how Fulton's health department has joined the White House in the push to prevent the spread of HIV. County health professionals took part in one of the listening sessions held around the country. The goal is to combat what seems to be an epidemic in certain U.S. cities and counties.
Particularly in the resiliences of
AIDS-related deaths are going down, and awareness has been increasing.
Nowadays, the number of deaths continues to decrease. In Georgia last year, we had only 277 deaths by people living with HIV. You go back to the 80s, it was essentially a death sentence.
The country has come far in HIV and AIDS treatment, but there is much more to accomplish. So the White House Office of National AIDS Policy is hosting a series of listening sessions to better understand local and state efforts to defeat HIV/AIDS.
So it's understanding what's going on in your own backyard. Are the needs of that local population addressed? You know, you can look at the national statistics, you can look at Georgia as a whole statistics, but what we really need are to look at data, statistics on a county level, because the health departments go by individual counties.
Another federal goal is to have every person with HIV on antiviral therapy. That medication can reduce the chance of transmitting HIV up to 96%. So the first step is to get tested. The Fulton Health Services Department has extraordinary outreach efforts and a number of locations where anyone can learn his or her HIV status. Over 700 people each year learn they have HIV in Fulton County Health Department clinics.
We can test you for HIV and other co-infections. We can link you to care there. We can do partner services as well. So we are a one-stop shop at the health department.
Patients who do test HIV positive are enrolled in the HIV clinic that day, so they can get started on medication and counseling right away. Fulton County offers HIV/AIDS testing at its health centers. Call 404-612-1211 to get more information, or visit the county's website and click on the Departments icon to find the health and wellness services. Meantime, Fulton's health team just wrapped up a series of listening sessions of its own. Staff wanted to hear firsthand from the clients and what services they like and most need. This session was held at the Neighborhood Union Health Center, and it also gave county personnel a chance to inform the group about the many programs that residents didn't even know about.
Services that the health center provides are dental services, women's health services, STI services, also have WIC services and behavioral health services with Fulton County.
Fulton has health facilities all over the county, from Alpharetta to College Park. Staff will consider the feedback from the listening sessions to determine how to best serve each community's needs. You know, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, seniors are twice as likely to go to the emergency room for adverse drug incidents. And it's for that very reason that seniors at the Darnell Multipurpose Facility were taught about medication safety. Health professionals say that when taken the wrong way, any drug can cause more harm than good, even something as simple as an aspirin.
It could cause, ultimately it could cause adverse reaction dizziness, which might make them at risk for falling. Also, it could just make them sick. They could face hospitalization or just be uncomfortable.
Health professionals recommend using pill counters and pill packs to avoid medication mistakes and emergencies. Now, still to come on Healthline, why everyone, regardless of age or ethnicity, should be careful about getting too much sun. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Healthline. You know, as expected, during the spring and summer months, more people are exposed to a big source of vitamin D, that's the sun. But what some don't expect is the severe consequences of overexposure from those UV rays. Now, Dr. Patrice Harris is the director of Fulton's Health and Wellness Department. Hi, Dr. Harris. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Dr. Harris, could you explain what ultraviolet light is and why people should limit their exposure to it?
Ultraviolet light or ultraviolet radiation comes from the sun, and it also comes from some man-made sources such as tanning beds. And we know that ultraviolet radiation or ultraviolet light is a known carcinogen. That means that we know that ultraviolet light can cause cancer.
What are some of the side effects of too much UV exposure?
Well, certainly I'm sure all of us have seen folks who have been out in the sun too long, and the side effects can range from aging skin, dry skin, very wrinkled skin. You can see folks with a lot of dry, discolored skin, spotted skin, but certainly the worst and most serious consequence of sun exposure is cancer.
Well, what should people look for if they're concerned about skin cancer?
Well, certainly the skin is the largest organ on the body, and folks should really look at their skin, examine their skin in the same way that women do self-breast exams every month. Folks should look for any changes in moles, any new moles. Just really take a look at the skin to see if there are any changes. If folks see any changes, they should go to see their doctor immediately.
Dr. Harris, thank you so much for being with us. Always great information.
Thanks for having me.
Still to come on Healthline, a group of men takes their health into their own hands, or should we say feet? We'll explain when we come back. You know, men of a certain age rise and shine early to take charge of their health. During Men's Health Week, the seniors laced up their running shoes and walked a mile. The group from the Darnell Senior Facility supports each other in the quest to remain fit and healthy.
At our age, the body deteriorates, and you have to start putting more effort into maintaining what you have than you did when you were younger. So it's always good to have things like this to help your cardiovascular system and other things and stuff like that. So that's why I think things like this is important, especially for people our age.
Now, health professionals recommend simple measures to improve one's health, like eating more vegetables, definitely reducing your salt intake, and walking just 30 minutes a day. And finally, Fulton County employees take on a weight challenge to save taxpayers some money. Participants in the Healthiest Loser competition checked their progress during a recent weigh-in at the government center downtown. The goal of the friendly challenge is not only to lose a few pounds, but to keep it off the longest. There are even cash prizes, but it's losing weight that's the big incentive.
The less weight that I have, or the less weight that I have on me, I feel better. I can move around. I don't feel as tired. I have a lot of work to do, so if I'm feeling tired, I'm not going to get that work done. So,
Fulton County encourages its workforce to stay active and healthy with a number of fitness programs and options. The less the county pays for medical benefits and leave, the more it can allocate to services for Fulton County residents. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Healthline. I'm Lynn Vaughn. Remember, you can learn all about the services of the Health and Wellness Department by phone or online. Click on Department and Agencies and then the Health and Wellness link. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next time right here on Healthline.